they leaned on the fact that there's an obesity gene, that obesity is genetic, and they really put emphasis on that. Yes, there is a genetic influence on obesity, but it's very minute. It's like 0.5%.
I was about to say that. I mean, if you look back in history, people were not fat. There was the rich were probably really fat because they could afford it, and that was a sign of wealth. But yeah, I wouldn't say that it's genetic. It might be thyroid or maybe some other dysfunction of the
Right.
body,
There might
but I
be
don't think
some chronic, like special population chronic diseases. But
right. But this body positive movement is trash
yeah.
and poison.
And they're also they're smart. They really are because they know what they're doing. They were putting race in front of it too. They're saying that black people gain more fat, and this is Big Pharma saying this. They're saying that black people gain more fat. They retain it, and fitness does not work on them like others. And they're also saying Latino. They're saying that Asian people can't gain muscle. They were saying a bunch of things, and we're over here like, hey, fitness is for everybody. It works on everybody. Yes, there is a small, minute factor of people that retain more fat. I'm one of them. I can gain fat so quickly if I don't, if I, there are body types. There are, and some of them are genetic, but it plays such a small role in, I'm a personal trainer. I'm fit. I, if I get lazy, I can get fat in about 6 months and, or probably less and,
Yeah,
and ride that.
you have like ectomorphs, endomorphs, and mesomorphs, and the mesomorphs are in the middle. I think endomorphs are the bigger ones, and ectomorph was the smaller one.
You say no
I,
MILFs?
yeah. No, but it's like there are body types. There's small, medium, and large body types, and it's just the way some people are built. But obesity is a choice in
Yeah.
most of the cases.
They're basically saying no, it's not the Twinkies and it's not the Doritos and it's not the fact that you don't get off your couch 12 hours a day. It's not the fact that you drink beer every night. It's not any of that. It's genetic. And by the way, this is part of one big conspiracy theory that I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I'm a pessimist, not a pessimist, a skeptic, true and true. So we're getting to it. So they started that movement, and they also funded research projects so that they could get backing for it. And that's why I'm so wary of people that say, "But science says." And I'm like, "Ah, well, have you tried it out yourself? Have you done your own experiments? Have you, are you a personal trainer with access to hundreds of clients in your career?" Uh,
People need to know how to read studies. That's it,
yeah.
and they need to know sample sizes. They need to know what
Demographic.
yeah, and a lot of the control stuff. Like,
Yeah.
was this even run properly? Was this meant to portray a certain outcome or not?
One of my biggest things is it has it been repeated and is it repeatable? Like, yeah.
Mhm.
And so they're creating a social media movement. They're trying to get it protected by saying that uh, if you disagree with this, then you are against a certain group. And they're also trying to back it by paid science and trying to basically turn science political, which it basically is now. A lot of science is political now because companies have realized that they can do this. They can say, hey, we need you to find this answer, find it any way that you can. And they pay hundreds of people to experiment in different ways until they find that answer. And then they only take a part of it and run with it. And once the mass media hears a whiff of anything that sounds even anywhere ear pleasing, they aren't bound by scientific law, and they can do whatever they want with it, and then it becomes common knowledge, and then common knowledge becomes crap. And so all of this was done so that they can come out with an obesity drug. And this is the first time I've heard of Ozempic.
Oz- Ozempic.
Ozempic. This is
Mhm.
the first time I've heard of Ozempic, but this is also the first time that it kind of tracks with the timeline. And so I'm like, oh, buddy, it started because this is the only drug that has no demographic. There's no diversity in the, or sorry, there's no one age, there's no one gender, there's no one race, there's no one anything that they have to single out. They can sell this to everyone. And it is one of the biggest money grabs I've ever seen Big Pharma do in the entire history of Big Pharma, which has been basically since the United States was born. And so that is the tinfoil hat story on this. Watch out.
Mhm.
Don't take obesity drugs and work out.
Yes.